And hello everyone, Lights and Gear is back with a flashlight from Olight this time around. This one I just received a few days ago. This is the Perun, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, the Olight Perun Mini. And the actual size of the light is the same size as it is on the front of the box. So this is shown here as actual size. It's just over 2 inches tall. So the Olight Perun is what we're talking about today, and box is pretty standard for Olight. It's a nice quality piece of material, and we'll get into all of it here in a few moments. As with every Olight flashlight, you do get your 5-year warranty promise, and on the back here are some of the features and specifications of the light. Turbo mode is actually 1,000 lumens. It is, you do actually only get 1 minute of turbo output, but and it does automatically step down at that point, but it's pretty bright for that full 60 seconds. Then that's followed by high, medium, low, and Moonlight. Some of the other specifications, you do get 100 meters on the beam distance. It is IPX8 waterproof to 2 meters, I believe, impact resistant to 1.5 meters. And as I mentioned, it's just over 2 inches tall. It has some very nice accessories. So let's pop it open. And you can pull out the tab here, which brings everything out. Here's the little README section about the battery. And another feature here, the duty patch, which I will cover as well. So here's the manual, and here is the duty patch, which I said a moment ago I'll talk about here in a few moments. This attaches to various types of clothing. One way to carry the light other than in your pocket. Elsewhere in the box is the lanyard, standard lanyard here, adjustable. Here is a little pin which is used to attach the lanyard to the light if you so want to use it like this. I mean, if you want to attach it with the pin, you can. If you want to fumble with it like threading a needle, then go right ahead. But the pin is to make that a little easier. Here's the USB charging cable because it is rechargeable. And this is the little charging disc or charging base, however you want to describe it. This is the same type of base which comes with other USB charging US charging lights from Olight, namely the Baton series came with these, so this is the same system. And where's the flashlight? Let me just turn it over here. There we go. There's the little guy. This is some very aggressive knurling all around the light, so it's very easy to grip and hold. So very small, as you can tell. Your pocket clip, of course, is already attached, and it's actually attached over here in such a way that I've never seen any pocket clip attached to any light before. Now this will come off, but they don't make it easy to come off. So if you're ever afraid of the clip coming off, it simply will not do that with the Perun. It is on there pretty much for good unless you go to a great deal of tugging and prying to actually get it off. Here's the base, which is magnetic anyway, and of course the charging base clips on just like that. And then once that's attached, once your USB is plugged in, you'll have the little green, or the little light here, which is red when it's charging and green when it's charged. So the end right here is the charging illuminator. You can see a picture of that on my written review of the light at lightsandgear.com. So let's go into a bit more detail here. The flashlight comes with a battery, and it is already installed, and the battery goes in as a lot of Olight flashlights do, with the positive side down, and not much to see here inside the head except a spring. So they do furnish you with a 16340 battery. This is a 550 milliamp hour battery, and this is an IMR 16340. So this is what they intend you to use with the light. You can use any other type of 16340, but I mean, you can use a standard RCR, which is usually not IMR. You can use that if you wish, but they do recommend the IMR, and they give you the battery, so you know, there you go. But if you want to use another type of 16340 while this is charging, perhaps outside of the light or something, then you can certainly do that. What they do recommend is that you not use a standard disposable CR123 battery. So, as we've already discussed, the battery goes in this way, and with the clip actually facing in the direction that it's facing here, it's a little bit challenging to get the base on. If you do take the battery out a lot, you just have to kind of straighten it in order to be able to twist it on, but it does go on after a moment or two. And here is the spot for the lanyard down here, which of course they provide the pin for attaching. Your switch is right on the top, and they don't tell you what the LED is in the light. They don't give a description of the LED, but this is a very familiar looking lens, almost like the eye of a fly almost, but it's very familiar as in other types of Olight lights, and it gives a very broad beam, very broad. It's a very wide, floody beam. In fact, this light is very small, but it's actually pretty much the same size as this one, which they released a couple of years ago, the Nova, H1 Nova, which I did a review of. So you can see they're very similar, and they're extremely similar in size. The Nova is actually a few millimeters shorter than the Perun, but they do basically the same thing to some degree, but with slight differences. Some of the features that the Perun has, it has a timer, so you can turn it on and set it to turn off after either 3 minutes or 9 minutes, whichever you prefer. It has a lockout feature, so there's no chance of it accidentally turning on in your pocket or inside a backpack or something like that if you accidentally press the button. And the button is pretty responsive, so it's pretty easy to turn on and off. So here inside the manual, it better discusses the outputs and so forth, and how turbo stays on for 1 minute and then automatically bumps down to 25% output and then stays there for about an hour and a half, and then bumps down to 10%, but it doesn't say how long it stays at 10%, probably not that long. And the same kind of situation with high, and then the other modes here will stay on continuously. It also has SOS, and SOS will be pretty much as bright as turbo mode, and it says it can stay on SOS for over 2 hours, which is quite impressive. The patch here, which they call the duty patch, what you would do with this is, it almost looks like there's a small light inside here, but it's where you attach the flashlight to, and then attach the back side, which is like the one part of which is like Velcro. So this is what you would attach to something else. They say attach it to a hat, or to clothes, or to a backpack, but it would have to be something. It would have to be like, you know how like Velcro comes in 2 parts. It comes with the fuzzy part and the rough part. So this is the rough part of this here. So here's the fuzzy part of a holster, and of course here's the rough part. So those two attach together, and that's what this does. Here's the fuzzy part here again, so the back of this would attach to that. Not that this is the way you would carry it, but I'm just saying that is what it would attach to. So if you have some article of clothing or something on a backpack or something like that which has this part of the Velcro match, the Velcro combination, then that's how you would use this patch. And you put the light inside the patch. You just kind of slide the clip right in it like this. If you can kind of see this. But if you pull the clip out a little bit, then you can just fit it right into the hole and then lock it down like that. So there you have it. There it is. So attach that to whatever, and there's an alternate way of carrying it, and there's no possible way in hell this is ever going to come out. Slide it in, slide it out. So that's the patch. Turning the light on is as simple as pressing the button, and as soon as you have it on, of course you can press and hold, and then that will advance the modes. You'll get low, medium, high among the regular sequencing. It has Moonlight, and the way to get Moonlight is to have it off and then press and hold. So there's your Moonlight. And Turbo is accessible anywhere by giving it a double press, 1, 2. So there's Turbo. And if I double press from Turbo, it'll go back to the mode it was in before. If I give it a single press from Turbo, it'll just turn off. And then SOS is a triple press, 1, 2, 3. So here's your SOS, and you can do that whether it's on or off. Just turn a couple of lights off over here. And here's your Moonlight again. Moonlight is actually a couple of lumens, so it's not nearly as dim as some Moonlights are on other lights. So this is incredibly useful, especially in pitch darkness. You can see quite a bit with Moonlight. And it doesn't quite go into the other room, but but the beam is so very wide, as you can kind of tell here. It's certainly not going to go terribly far. It's just a very floody beam. So if I press and hold, I will get to low. So here's low, and here's medium, and here's high. And if I double press, there's Turbo, and Turbo is very, very bright, at least for a minute or so until it bumps itself down. So there's Turbo. And again, if I double press from that, it'll go back down to where it was. Mode memory, of course, will always remember the last mode. One thing to remember is if you press to go to Moonlight, mode memory will remember Moonlight. So once it's on Moonlight, if I turn it off and turn it back on, it'll still be at Moonlight. But then, of course, once you start sequencing, Moonlight disappears. And then it sequences low, medium, high, and forgets about Moonlight again until you reactivate it. So those are your modes. Let me take it outside now and show you those. Show you what it does there in the darkness of the night, especially in Turbo. Let's check that out. So there you go. Those are the basics of the Olight Perun Mini. And I'm not sure where they got the name Perun from, but it certainly is a mini. There's no doubt about that. And it's a very nice little light to do just about anything with. To press that switch makes absolutely no sound at all, so it's silent to turn it on and turn it off. You'll certainly not blow your cover or disturb anyone else by ever activating it in any situation. So if you like that aspect of it, you'll probably like this little light. And again, the base is magnetic, so that'll stick to anything that is magnetic. You know. So this flashlight was actually supplied by my friends at Skyban on Amazon, and there is a link below if you'd like to pick one up on at their store at Amazon. And you can check out my written review of it at lightsandgear.com, where the same link is featured there as well. And of course you can look at other flashlights, chargers, and so forth at lightsandgear.com, but certainly visit that and read my full review on the Olight Perun, and you can also check out some additional outdoor shots of the beam at lightsandgear.com. So hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you do have any questions or comments, of course, let me know below, and we'll go from there. The Olight Perun Mini was today's light, and we will see you soon with more from lightsandgear.com. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You take it easy. Bye-bye.